Welcome back to another journal entry. My name is Roni, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. We are navigating life in our 30s together. If you are not new here, welcome back. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, do all the things. We're getting into the meat of the matter, into the journal entry for today. Today, we are talking about rest. Now, I did not come on here and proclaim that I would be talking about things that I have mastered. As you can just the thought that I have mastered rest or will ever master rest is actually like comical to me. It's an interesting thing, right? You need it. Okay, honestly, okay, let's backtrack, right? Rest for me feels unproductive, okay? So let's start there. Rest for me feels unproductive. And please tell me in the comments how rest feels for you. I feel like the time that I spend resting could have been spent doing something else. That is for sure not true. Right? We can logically say that I can both rest and get things done. That is a fact. That is a logical fact. Right. Okay. We can for sure say that rest is essential. Like you have to rest in order for your body to continue to function. Right. We have even seen studies that talk about like getting less than 8 hours of sleep. Shit is detrimental. Like you could hurt yourself. Right. Rest is essential logically. Okay. Logically. But in a world where I think we have been trained to perform, to hustle, to grind, work hard for every single thing, to earn things through doing. Rest can feel like an attack. It can feel like a betrayal to the hustle culture. And I get it because it's something that I still battle with. But I have been trying to tell myself the facts. Right? So let's talk about the facts. The facts are there are people who exist who are not hustling for money and to survive and for their wealth, but they are doing it. I'm sure I'm not the only person who has encountered someone with a lot of money and wondered how. No shade, but how? And so that is a fact. Right? So that is a fact. Fact number 2 is that we have also seen people who have what they want and they delegate. Right? They're not doing everything themselves. It is not a requirement of success to be the person who does everything. That is a fact. The third fact that we can say is a fact. Rest brings ease to your nervous system. This is now science and biology. I'm not going to get into it because that's not what this channel is about. However, it does bring ease to your nervous system, right? Fact. Okay. So now that we've put the facts together, how does it actually translate to our lives? I think trusting that things are gonna work out is scary for me. I feel like I've always had to be in control in order for things to work out. And I can take a bit of my own advice here. I recently gave this advice to my husband and, I was listening to it and I'm like, damn girl, that's good. That's some good shit. I told him that even though you felt like you were the one who was in control and controlling a situation and that's why it worked out, the truth is it was going to work out anyway, with or without your inputs. Whoever you believe in, God, the universe, spirit, that person, that force, that spirit, they had you covered regardless. But you did all this running around trying to act like you're in control just to ease, just for you. It was for no one else. It was not for the betterment of the situation. It certainly wasn't for your mental health. So at this point, what is it for? What is it for? So I gave that advice, right? But releasing control, I have started to do it in small ways because I am the type of person who I need to be on top of everything is how I was. I've started releasing it in the way that I vacation. I feel like that's the area I had the most grip on. I needed to know everything that was going to happen at all times, always. More recently, I have released that. I went on a trip with friends recently, completely like unclear of what the itinerary would bring. But I showed up. It was just like, I'm here. Like, I showed up. I went to Las Vegas and our itinerary was very lax. Very, very lax. We actually found the place we were going to stay very last minute. I mean, we were traveling on the 20th and I booked this place on like the 12th. Because the truth is, whether or not I had booked the place on the 12th or I had booked it in January, I would have still booked somewhere. It would have still gotten done. So I just saved myself the anxiety from January and booking it in April. Have I perfected this in other areas of my life? No. I am not great at allowing other people to do things, especially when it comes on to my daughter. I am very like my way. That's it. End. Fin. That's the end of the conversation. This is it. No notes. When it comes on to the way that I work, it's a lot. But I'm hoping that it will translate over from the vacation side into the rest of my life. Because on the vacation side, I'm not going to lie, I feel a lot better. I feel so much less worry. I'm literally living moment to moment instead of in the future or in the past. I am present and I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I really like that. So that is my goal, to figure out how to rest and how to release control and how to remember the logics of everything that has to do with rest in moments when I feel I don't deserve rest because I haven't done enough or I haven't given enough or I haven't hustled enough, knowing that I deserve the rest anyways just because I exist. I want to know in the comments, y'all. Here's the journal prompts. Let me know in the comments, how do you feel about rest? How often do you give yourself time to rest? And do you judge yourself when you rest as well? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for journaling with me this week. I'll see you next week. Bye. I know that mics are the worst thing about, like, my husband is obsessed with the fact that I have this mic at my mouth. He hates it, and honestly, it's making me love it more.